Welcome back student to this lecture 3B, and in this what we will see in the previous lecture we saw the statistics, how it is was easy, it was trying to explain the data, and later on the statistical explanation tools and technique became not enough for explaining the modern needs. Then it was been shown that led to the modern XAI use cases. But then data explanation can also be done using the visual thing. So there are different ways to visualize the data. Box plot to heat maps. So how we will see that how we will be able to make the data visible using this kind of simple tools and technique. So you can see if we have been given a data like this, which is in an Excel sheet or tabular data, height, weight, age. Now, if we simply look into this, sometimes it is difficult to see what is happening. But what if we convert into histogram? So if we convert into histogram, we can see that how the distributions are there. So that means from age category, how the distributions are there, for the frequency, how many times that particular weight category appearing in this particular weight category. Now if we do the scatter plot, then we can also see the relations between height and weight. So histogram is showing the distribution, how frequently something is appearing, and while the scatter plot is able to show the relationship between the two data. So you can see that different same data set, by using different kind of visual technique, we can have a different view about the data. So now the question comes that why we are interested in visually looking into the data and why the visual explanation is useful. So we can see that we can get some pattern of the data if we visualize the data. If we visualize the data, we can see the trend over the time, what changes happening. By simply visualizing the data, we can guess this data belong to any kind of groups. Is it belong to 3 groups? Is kind of 4 groups? So even without knowing that this data has come from a different type of groups, by visualizing we will be able to have some idea about it. Then by putting simply on the plot, we can find if any data is outlier, means this could be erroneous data or it can be an important event depending on what problem we are solving. Then relationship between two data, we can find out correlation, and if you simply put it, then any kind of anomalies, irregular pattern. For example, if we have the ECG data, and if any kind of this data comes that shows that this ECG data has some heart related issues. So visualization can give a lot of intuitive insight into the data. So that's how this helps. So let's see them one by one. First is a heat map. So basically heat map is what we represent using some kind of color intensity. For example, a correlation data, and if the data varies from 0 to 1 or whatever this scale bar we see, then by looking to the colors of the data, we can find the relationship between them. Same if person is reading a text and how the eye glaze is going, so quick brown jump, our focus is more there, so that can give attention of our eyes when we are reading. If we have if a city data is there and we plot as a crime rate, so by looking into this kind of data we can identify where are the high risk regions are there. Then there are different kind of spatial pattern for geographical heat map, etc. can be there. We can discover different kind of grouping pattern in the data. So heat map can helps in converting the numerical intensity data into more visual insight or visual representation. Okay. Now let's say take with example. So heat map can also help in finding the correlation between two data points. If a medical image is used for diagnostic. It can show where is the problem area. Then if a classroom performance has been given, student Alice, Bob, Charlie, math, science, English, history and computer science scores. So we can just with the colors we can see that okay, these students need Diana needs more attention, others green is excellent, so but history is a weaker. So it helps in quickly revealing the pattern and understanding. Now if you have a website and in the particular website where the people are coming and clicking, that can help understanding that people are clicking more product, people are clicking the get started, so this button is working good or not working good. So that can this heat map can also reveal a lot of information depending on where we are using and for what purpose we are using. So next is box plot. Now box plot is basically is a plotting the data in your data into different kind of quartile. There will be a median point will be there. There is a, so if you divide the data into percentile point from 1 to 100, so quarter 1 will be 25th percentile and quarter 3 will be 75th percentile, and there are interquartile range are there is there, and whiskers, if anything is outside this interquartile range and whiskers, then they become an outlier. So it helps in giving a compact summary of using the min, using the max, quartile 1, quartile 3 and median in one simple graphical representation. It helps in identifying the skewness of the data, and outlier identification is also rather easier. So let's take with one example. So this is a box plot how it is. So this is called a box plot. So data points median is here, which is a 50th percentile, and this is the Q3 75th percentile, and this is a lower quartile Q1, and there are lower whiskers and upper whiskers, anything, and these whiskers are identified estimated 1.5 times of interquartile Q3 minus Q1 region of Q3. So this way anything outside we can say that these are outlier, these are outlier. So box plot is quite helpful in visualizing the data, also explaining for a different purpose and different use cases. So let's take with a example. So there are this is a box plot example of 3 group A, Group B and Group C. Okay. Now if you see the Group A data, it has a median score is quite model. These are 3 different models are there, Group A, Group B, Group C. So the median score is, the error is around 6.5%, while Group C the median error is around 15%. So just looking from the box plot, we can say that Group A has first of all not all the groups performing equally, and also the Group A has lower error than Group C. So and Group A has lower variability, while Group C has larger variability because its range is quite big, and also the outliers is also very off the limit. So if you get an example like which model to choose, so it is better to choose this model because it has a lower error and outliers are also not very off the limit. So box plot can help in identifying many of the effect and also the purpose, very simple way for different tasks. Next comes the visualization technique called histogram. Now histogram is basically how frequently something is appearing, okay, and often if we have too much data points we group them. For example, here the students are getting score, exam score from 40 to 100. How many times someone has got score from 90 to 100? 20 times. How many has got from 80 to 90? 30 times. So like that the has been plotted. So this will help in understanding the how the score has been distributed. So this is a kind of Gaussian curve. So the exam was fairly well separated. If it is kind of skewed, then let's say it was like this, so it will show that there are more people got higher score, or if it is like this, then the exam paper was too tough and student didn't perform well. So skewness can also tell. And if it is data is only spread from here to here, so more students have got better score. And so the exam papers was not set to find the Gaussian curve. And if anything, let's say if this score was, everything was here, too many people got 100. So it's also going to show that any kind of unusual outlier detection, etc. So histogram sometimes help in finding the data distribution shape. Next is the scatter plot. So scatter plot has multiple uses. So if you get a data and you do the scatter plot, then you can find the correlation between two data points x and y. If you even plot x and y, if any data is far away, you can detect those, that's an outlier. It can be the noise in the data or something important to look for. Okay. Then the clustering we can find, we can see that in this data there are 3 clusters are there. It could be from 3 group of data. So imagine that this data is XY data is car price and how many cc of the car was there. So just from this data we can understand that because of this is from a lower cc car and this is from higher cc car, so price is higher, or if any other data point is there, performance, etc. So from cluster itself it can be revealed that this belongs to a different group of data. Non-linearity relationship across two data can also be understood, whether they are linear or non-linear. Now one example is here is that the student study hours put and exam score. So exam score and study hours per week, showing that more the study hours then better the exam performance. Then this one is a tumor risk, that if a tumor size is small, the risk score is low. If bigger the tumor size in the medical report, then the risk of cancer or non-cancer is higher. Then comes the income. If a person has higher income, the loan amount will be given higher. So that can help, the scatter plot can help in finding the relationship, finding the groups, finding the unusual pattern, and finding the pattern across the data points. So when you get the data, just by visualizing, lot of information is visible with simple visualization tools. Next comes the line chart. When we plot a line chart, in line chart we can find the relationship over the time. The time is given over the time, how it seems something is happening. Let's say patient heart rate after putting the medicine, or after lying, after running, or after giving resting, how the heart rate is changing over time. The stock price in January where was, in July where was, it is rising or falling. Climate, temperature is rising, or then any kind of, so model we have, if model loss is decreasing while training or not, accuracy is increasing with training or not. So this can be useful. So line plot can be useful finding the trend over the time, changes over the time, pattern over that in the cycles of seasonal, and then comparing between two different kind of line charts. Okay. So if we want to compare in one place, when to use what? Okay. Question comes, when to use what, right? We have so many things, we can see all, but if you want to see the intensity or spatial pattern, then heat map can be useful. If you want to see the spread of the data and finding the outlier easily, the box plot is useful. If you want to see the distribution, means you are estimating, right, where your data is representing the diverse group or not. Just by plotting the data as a histogram, you will know that have we covered every age group, every income value, every ethnicity. So distribution we can find out. Then the relationship, if you want to find between two data points, the scatter plot is there, and if you want to find the how the things are varying over the time trend, then the line chart. So for different purpose, different thing can be used. And that lead to not that every time visual techniques are useful. Sometimes visualization can mislead. So you have to be careful that visualization is not a de facto thing. It depends on how we are using it. Like this visualization, this here that from 0 to 100 various things have been minimized. So, but actual plot will be this. So, in appropriate scale, we will. So here it's showing that there is a large difference. Okay, while it is 93% and this one is close to 99%. So only 7%. But if we put a proper scale, we see that small difference is there. Okay, so not having a right scale can also mislead you. Choosing the wrong colors can mislead you. You know, having more red and yellow heat map can make you create a false emphasis, while a better color would have been this. Now in this particular plot, we have been given the sales on different month. So it look like from March there are sales is decreasing, but if we, so we will say that sales is going down. Now if we compare it with the previous year, it could have been that this sales is higher than the previous year. So having the right context will help. So sometime not having the context is can mislead. Then this particular is too many data points have been plotted, that can overplot, and background pattern we can miss. This showing that the ice cream sales and temperature showing the strong correlation, that should not be interpreted as cause that whenever the hot weather it is going to increase the ice cream sale. So correlation can be mistaken for causation. Sometime oversimplification of visualization, for example here the data has been clubbed as yes and no. So it is look like equal, but the better would have been if data was strongly yes. So here strongly yes and yes have been merged, then strong no and strongly no have been merged, and maybe has been divided among them, so that led to the misleading. So always question what the visualization emphasizes and what it is leaving away. So what story it is trying not to tell or trying to tell. Okay. So what is related to deep learning? You know, we saw the visualization, different kind of visualization thing. So this visualization tools and tricks and techniques got its place in deep learning for interpretability aspect and different way. Like a heat map is getting used as a Grad-CAM activation map to say where the model is looking while giving the prediction. The line chart got into place into showing that whether the error is reducing in the training time or not. The scatter plot has been used to show the language embedding patterns, and then feature plots can help in distributing the finding out the feature map. This is a SAP values are there, so that can be helpful. So takeaway in this is that visual explanations can reveal the pattern of the data, and it increases the likelihood of that you can see things better way, and you can do the better interpretation using visual means, and what its data is hiding and what it is revealing, and when to use what. So that was good. Now the question is that we saw the different visualization technique. Which visualization technique you find most intuitive? Was it a heat map? Was it a box plot, histogram, scatter plot, or line chart? With this question, I will say that thank you for this session, and in the next lecture we will see that interpretable model, what interpretable models was there before deep learning came into the picture. Okay, so thank you. Stay tuned for my next lecture 3C.